Hi folks, so I am going to make my first attempt at a video talking about my currently inked pens and yeah, what are the stuff that I'm using on my desk from a pen standpoint, and this July, which is also my birthday week, so yay. We're going to start with one of my most recent acquisition, which is this Namisu titanium bead blasted finish model. And yeah, it's a pocket pen. I absolutely love it. The weight is fantastic. Takes a bit of fiddling to get used to in the capping of it. Has a stock Bock nib. I don't know how big a fan I am of it. And yeah, my cat's hair gets everywhere, so that's a problem. Anyway, so this is inked with Jacques Urban, I guess. Garnet red. I really like the line flow, but not one of my favorite nibs. I prefer Jowo from what I've seen, but yeah, it's a nice red. Use it for most of my inking, underlining, and headlines, not necessarily for a lot of everyday writing. So keeping in the theme of pocket pens, let's take a look at the other two pocket pens that I use. So this is my Gravitas Ultim that I got from my first pen show in UK. So it's a London Pen Show 2024 acquisition. And the second is one of my first ever purchase, Kaweco. Now that I look at and see it next to the Garnet Red, I do think it should have been a better matchy with that. But hey, I inked this slightly earlier than I got my titanium one. So actually one of my best friends in office bought me this pen from Belgium. This is when I was still staying in India. And I really treasure this pen and I use it pretty often. This is inked with Diamine Steel Blue, which is one of my most favorite colored inks. I am very partial to blues and teals, so greens, yeah, definitely like that color. Sorry, the Ultim is inked with another, actually no, this one I think has yeah, it's another Diamine ink. Really love this pen. I think I have always wanted to use something which is this yellow Ultim. I might do a review of it if I actually keep to the ideas of using these video reviews, but my favorite thing about this pen is the grip. The machining of this grip is of the highest level that I have ever seen, and I own a lot of mechanical pencils, so I do see good grips, but just the weight of the pen with the lightness of the material mixed with this grip being heavy makes it such a wonderful, wonderfully usable pen. This is inked with Diamine Autumn Oak. I do see the irony of the situation when I ink in the summers an autumn color, but hey, still some of my most favorite pocket pens. I think this might be the collection of my pocket pens, and I absolutely love them and use any chance to use them. So next up are my it's actually one of my top 3 acquisitions, I would say, but definitely something that I have been waiting a while before I purchased this. So like my pen journey has started way earlier in India, and of course I could not afford some of the really expensive pens. My first ever fountain pen was a Lamy Safari Black. Maybe I'll cover it the next time I'm inking it, but this is my office milestone pen. So I hit a milestone that I've been waiting for a long time in 2025, and as a gift to myself, this is the pen that I went with. This is the Micron Black Lamy 2000. Everyone knows this. It's absolutely gorgeous to hold. Definitely represents the modern aesthetic very well. And it's currently inked with Celadon Cat, which is again a diamine ink. I see a pattern right now. This is diamine Celadon Cat. I think in terms of inks, it is a slightly drier ink, I would say, compared to some of the other ones that you saw. And this Lamy medium nib does absolute justice to that pen. I do think that the next time I do a currently inked video, I would have come up with a better way of showcasing the lines and the different, yeah, like a more common pattern. But I think this is my first time, and I just want to go ahead and do it instead of thinking for too much. So because we did a Lamy pen, the next one I want to show is also a Lamy pen. This is my Lamy Turquoise. It is a fine nib, and I really love this color. As I said, I'm very partial to teals and light blues. And this was actually an impulse purchase. I never thought I would be one of those people who makes multiple purchases of the same pen. Oh, it got some ink in it, but yeah. And it's currently inked with a Weringel ink, which sometimes gives me a little bit of trouble. Let's see how it writes. So, oh, that's amazing. No trouble today. So this is a fantastic color. It reminds me of almost beach. I would say of all the colors, this is probably one of the most summery colors that I have inked right now. So this is inked with Weringel Robinson Crusoe. It's also one of the stories that I actually read pretty early in my life. Really like the ink. I have it as a sample. I really want to buy something of this color. Maybe I would choose to buy the same ink, but I have had trouble with the dryness and flow of some of the Weringel inks, so I don't know. It's a to be decided. So far I'm just happy with the sample and the swatch that I have. So yeah, those are my two Lamys, which brings me to the final two almost daily. Actually, no, I have one more. So this is my Opus 88 Coloro. I think it's supposed to be the finish. I'm trying to remember what it is. I think it's called cork finish, and I absolutely adore that pen. I think at this point I have like a few gold nibs, and I would say that I have experienced some of really well-tuned nibs, but even then, stock, I think this is probably tied top 2 best stock nibs that I ever received. And I just really adore this pen. It's very well built. If I want to write lightly, there's a girthy section here, but just yeah. Anyway, I'll probably do a deep dive of this, especially this nib. It definitely deserves. And this one is inked with my Lamy Dark Lilac reissue ink, which I got as part as part of like a, I can't even call it ink swap, I would call it an ink donation. So I joined in my current city a pen group, and they are very generous in giving me samples of inks that I want to try before I purchase any of them. So this is Lamy Dark Lilac, and this is the reissue version. So I'm just gonna put 2024 here. I love the sheen when it shows, but I like the fact that when I'm writing with it, it's not showy. It just writes like a normal ink, but then when you look back at the paper, it has these beautiful shiny, not shimmery, but like sheeny look to it when the light hits it the right way. So yeah, this also have a sample. I think I'm definitely gonna buy a full bottle at some point, just maybe not right now, because I'm going through my ink, let's purchase as many as possible moment. And I don't want to overburden my shelves. So that's Opus 88 Coloro with a number 6. This is a number 6, number 5. I think it's a number 5. I'm not sure. It's one of those two nibs, and it's just beautifully tuned. The next pen that I have, which is like a more recent acquisition, is this Caribbean TWSBI Diamond. I have like 4 TWSBI pens. I don't know when I became such a big TWSBI fan, but this pen, I actually tried it in my pen group, who again during one of our meetups brought like different nib sizes, so I liked to try them, was confident that I will enjoy this nib, at least if it was tuned well, and I looked at the different options available in terms of colorways. I think the Prussian blue is what I had my eyes on for a long time, but then the almost black trim of this Caribbean kind convinced me to use that. So yeah, this is inked with a Shikiori ink. Shoot, I think I might have forgotten what ink it is. Just give me 1 second. Let me check that in my ink journal. So I have an ink journal that I ink log. I'm still starting my journey, so it's not perfect, but this is a Hobonichi with Tomo River paper, so I kind of like to see. Okay, so it's Shikiori Shimoyo. I know I'm mispronouncing it, apologies for that. So it's Sailor Shikiori Shimoyo, and this is again a sample from, I'm gonna call them my pen pals, no, my pen group friends, and I actually really like, this is when I was having a moment with all blue black inks, very well behaved, super simple, really nice ink, reminds me of thunderstorms. So yeah, this is inked in this Diamond 580 ALR Caribbean with a medium nib. What I've realized is that I prefer medium nibs over every other nib, so I'm glad that I have at least understood my own preferences. That way there is very less chances of me getting disappointed with the purchase that I make, because I'm making more and more expensive purchases and I don't want to get disappointed or having to sell them, because I don't think I'm very good at that. Which brings me to my last pen, which is currently inked. I would say this is one of those gold pens which never disappointed me the moment I opened it and tried it, in terms of like just the nib performance. It's gorgeous Sailor Imperial 21K Pro Gear, and I just love the look of it. I love the feel of it. I don't mind if the nib loses some of the color or the plating on the top, because that just shows that I would have used it a lot. Right now there's nothing wrong with it though. But yeah, I love this pen. It's absolutely amazing in every single way. And this is inked with, this is also a medium nib, so this is inked with a Montblanc Gustav Klimt Tribute. I think it's the Tribute inks, and this is one of those inks that's not as well loved, and I'm surprised sometimes, and I don't know why I like it, but I just love this ink. And what I realized is that the ink actually has very different flows and shows up differently in different papers and different pens. So yeah, sorry for the cat hair, but this is my July currently inked, and I'm looking forward to making more such videos, because yeah, I think it'll be fun. Thank you so much for joining me. This is my first video.